Okay, so levels of analysis for language analysis. Again, we've got 4 different levels we'll be talking about, and a level 0, of course, which is just to reiterate what you want to avoid. So level 0 is where you just provide techniques that you remember, and you provide pat or rephrased or reused or very common analyses of the effect of these techniques. For example, rhetorical question forces the reader to consider the answer of the question, or statistics convince people because statistics are convincing, or something really clear and similar but very not very nuanced. All right, so level 1 is just techniques, and if you're annotating just for techniques, and if you're referring only to techniques in your essay, obviously that will limit your grade quite immensely. So whereas in say year 8, 9, 10, this might have given you 60s, 70s maybe if you did it really well and in an original way. At this level you'll need to be more precise. What you need to think of is that techniques are just one of your arrows in your quiver of different things you can talk about. And for a bit of a guide, you might want to go and watch the worked examples I've done of the 2013 and 2014 exams, or maybe 2014, 2015, I can't remember. But there you can see that I'm not annotating just for techniques, but I'm sort of, even when I don't know how to explain something, I'll circle it and highlight it and underline it, and then work out later on how I'll refer to that and how I can link that into my analysis of the language. So level 2 is word choice, which includes connotation and denotation, which I'll explain a little bit in more detail. So as I just said before, when I'm going through annotating an article, there are just some words that I will circle, and I don't really have a technique, like I don't say this is alliteration, but I just think, oh, that's significant, that's odd, that's strange, that's rare, that's uncommon use of language. And this is the level of analysis where you're discussing word choice. And to write multiple sentences on word choice, obviously, the key thing is you're giving really short and precise quotes. So you might say, like, the author uses the words love, hate, and persistence throughout to suggest blah, 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 blah. So the key thing is using really short quotes. And then from there, to analyze these quotes, you use the connotation and denotation model. So denotation is basically the dictionary definition of a word, what it actually is defined as, whereas connotations is, like, think of it as an explosion of other words that are associated with that word, and the sort of things that people think about when that word is used or written in a text. The easy example would be if you think of the word terrorist before, say, the 2000s, there would be a very clear and simple denotation that would sort of be an activist who acts against a nation or state, something very clear and simple as that. But then if you think of the more modern permutations of that word, you can see the connotations are a lot more wide and varied than a simple person acting against a state. And I won't go through the connotations, but obviously as the word is said to you, you think of a number of different connotations yourself. And this is what you'll comment on in your language analysis. So level 3 is tone. I won't go into any great detail here. There's a 3.5-minute video on tone and the different levels of tone referred to throughout. But tone is more complicated than techniques, and it's more complicated than word choice because it builds on both of those. Level 4 is positioning of audiences. So again, I won't go into great detail about this because there's another video already on that topic. But the key letter here is the S, so key audiences. If you're just talking about one audience and you're stuck on one group, then you're probably not fully exploring the range of permutations and understandings of the text that are available and possible to the reader. And of course, neither of these levels is independent of the other, and a really good language analysis piece will include all of these put together and ideally built in and linked and combined and interwoven between themselves throughout the paragraph of your language analysis essay. I hope this has given you a bit of an idea of what level you may be at in regards to your analysis of a text, and give you some areas you can focus on to develop and expand your language analysis effectiveness.